So hey everybody, this is a special podcast time coming to you from Michele Clark, where it's always a great day to be an Eagle. I'm excited as the principal to have our special guest with us, Kyle Gordon, who, if you don't know Spider-Man, then you will know him today. So today we just want to kind of do some conversation, just talk. This is his first, right? Your first and
First podcast, yeah.
First podcast. So I mean, his first podcast is Michele Clark. So let's just start, and we can open up some things. But before we do that, what would you want people to know about you that they probably don't know?
No, I'm a man of many things. Well versed in a lot of things I like to do. I don't know. There's a lot. That's a lot to unpack right there. You know, there's a lot of things I can say about myself. Just feel blessed by God.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to be in the position I'm in, to have the type of platform I get to have, and be able to talk to certain people, certain attitudes, and connect with people like you guys, and be able to be in the community here. So I'm a guy that likes to teach, learn, give back, and just kind of repeat that cycle, and just experience life in new different ways and perspectives, and just better myself as a person. So yeah.
No, I think that's awesome. So let's make sure everybody knows who's in the podcast. So
I'm Mr. Polo. I teach 9th grade English at Michele Clark.
Someone told me to go to your class already.
Yeah, I seen you on schedule, man.
Yeah.
We waiting
ready
for you.
for it.
We waiting for you.
Got you.
I'm Anthony Spivey, a senior, class 2025.
I'm Tamante Jordan, a freshman, 2028.
it's so funny that y'all always say these years, 2028, 20. I mean, like at some point somebody's gonna say like 2040, and I'm gonna be like, why am I still here?
2040.
You know, like seriously, I'm gonna be like, why am I still here teaching? Being a principal, it's time to go. So go ahead, Mr. Polo, with your question.
Man, so I love the Spider-Man nickname for you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. So I'm gonna kind of start off with the SpiderMan quote. I think you probably know it. Most of us probably know it. But there's a famous Spider-Man quote that says, "With great power comes great responsibility." So as an NFL player, do you feel like there is a great power and great responsibility that comes with that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, being on that platform of NFL, like you have a lot of eyes on you 24/7 from fans, kids, parents, children, your own family, like everyone in the world, like millions of people could watch you. So, you know, you really have the chance to make your brand be about what you want to be and say what you want to say and promote what you want to promote the way you just have to live it how you are, you know, like anything you say, do, like everyone sees. So it's with that power, that responsibility of being able to put whatever out there in the world of social media, like I want to be the best person, best version, or show the best thing or promote what I think is true to me and true to myself. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of responsibility, but I enjoy it and I'm blessed and thankful.
That's what's up, man. So like when I think about Spider-Man, you know, Spider-Man is nothing without the villains he fights. So
Definitely.
if you had to think about a villain, who is the villain that represents Green Bay?
Oh my God!
Trying to get there. The whole
just gonna ask an
team,
easy
you know,
question.
like it's just rivalry, you know, like that's what it is. Like it's comp.
For sure.
We don't like the people across the other side over there in Wisconsin. Like that's just how it is. Like it's not directed at one person. You wear that color, you wear that. That's just what it is.
Okay. So I'm just got one more Green Bay question.
They're the Green
man.
Goblins. They're the Green Goblins.
They're the
over
Green
there.
Goblins.
They're the Green Goblins.
Green Goblins.
They're
I
the
love
Green
that, man.
Goblins.
Green Goblins. Green Goblins. So, like, I'm born and raised Chicago, man.
Yeah.
And, like, when we play Green Bay, like, to me, it's more important than my birthday. Like, for real.
Wow,
There's nothing
yeah.
more important
And
than...
he just had a birthday.
Yeah, and I just turned 38 yesterday, man. So, when they play Green Bay, do y'all feel that sense of responsibility? Like, does it feel different than the other games?
Definitely. I do, like, obviously I don't make it bigger or less than any other game because it's just the next game in my head, but like you definitely feel like that juice flowing in the air, that like there's some hostility, like it's gonna get active, like. So
That's what's up, man.
I love that though. That's big time games. You want to like have games like that that are meaningful, you know, like that's just the energy, more passion that you play with your brothers on the field. So those are some of the most fun games, honestly.
That's what's up.
So my question was, when you were in high school, was the NFL always your dream, or like did you even play ball in high school, or like how did the NFL come upon?
Yeah. So honestly, as a kid, like going into high school, I played like every sport, like anything you can think of. I tried it. as much as I could. Yeah, and then slowly, like, everything started withering away. Like, I didn't even know, like, 100%. Like, I was thinking it was rare, you know? Like, I feel like it's hard for them to find me, find anyone. Like, I'm thinking I'm just one kid in one small part of the world. Like, it's hard for them to find and shuffle through 1,000 of kids. But my, like, dad and people would always say, like, if you're good and you stay right, you do school right, like, they're going to find you. And so I didn't get my first offer to my freshman year of high school. And once I got that, I was like, oh, it's for real. Like, they can find you. Like, it's possible. Like, you can do it. Like, ever since then, like, my mindset and my grind was, like, so different. Ever since that first offer, I'm like, oh, it's for real. Like, I do have a chance. Like, and it's just important to never, like, give up and believe that thought that you can get there. Like, there's going to be so many challenges and adversity. But, like, I feel like at that moment, I was like, all right, like, I can do it. I can do anything. Like, I just have to just grind and put in that work. And that's what I've done ever since.
All right. And I got one more. So, like, when you made your decision on, like, what college you wanted to go to, like, what came in for you, like, to make that decision? Like, what was, like, the pros and cons that you thought about?
Yeah. For me, I thought personally, because I said my goal and my dream was to go to the NFL. So I said, what is going to be what's going to be the best people, coaches, an environment I can put myself in that's going to make me the best NFL player. You know, obviously I want to go to a team that wins and does that, but I felt the college I chose had the best coach that was going to develop me to be the best player for my dream job, and that was to be a corner. So that's why I went to the college I went to, University of Washington, and I feel like they developed me well. I went through a lot of adversity there. I learned a lot of things, played, didn't play, ups, downs, starts, injuries. So I learned so much from it, and I'm glad I went there and competed to do what I did and be the best version of myself.
All right, last question.
Oh, go ahead. Just hog it, Spitty. I mean,
Hey, this is the last one. I thought about it. So with this question, I want the truth. Who did you want?
You
at
think the other
quarterback?
things weren't the truth?
Nah, I just need the truth. Who did you want
There
at
you go.
quarterback? Caleb Williams or Justin Fields?
Who did I want?
Yeah.
I'll keep it 100 with you, bro. I like Justin. Like, he's a cool dude, 100%. Like, and then I am new to the team, so I was newer to the team. It's tough. Like, there's pros and cons to both. Like, whatever. Like, I like him as a human being. Like, it's hard because I don't know who we're getting in the draft. You know, I've never met him. Never, like, that's just not how it is. But I knew Justin. It was good. It was smooth. Like, I had no problems. Like, it's just a team sport, you know? You just never know what's going to happen in the business. But, like, I have nothing against Caleb or nothing like that. So, like, honestly, I couldn't be wrong or right either way. Like, so, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's special this way. He's special this way. Like, I don't feel like, honestly, we could have gone wrong either way. I think what happened, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Sure. And, honestly, I'm loving what's going on right now. I think we got a good thing going.
Absolutely.
I've met Caleb. I think he's an amazing person. Not only from his talent, but just him as himself. So, and that's another shade to Justin. Justin is a great person to himself, and he got his own special abilities, and everyone's seen both guys do some crazy things. So, I don't think we could have gone wrong, honestly.
Yeah, I know you're thinking your question, so I'm going to jump in because your hands are ringing, so I think you're thinking, right? Okay, so you go ahead and keep thinking. But so while you're thinking, I do want to bring up, like, we did a podcast with one of the Bulls players, and one of the things we had a conversation on is the mental piece of this, because he was saying that, you know, you always thinking if I get injured, you know, things that can make them trade me, or I got to always be on top. And he just talked about the trauma that brings. How do you deal with that? Like, just, and it may not be heavy, but it just, I think, like, even for me as a principal, I'm always thinking, what's the next thing I got to do? What's you know, to be better than what I was. So
no, I think it's definitely very common for an athlete to overthink and think situations. Like, the mental game is, like, such a big part in all of sports, in my opinion. And if you can really train your mental through those tough times, through those battles, you know, creating that discipline all the time, like, I feel like that's, like, so important, because you can't, like, once the mental goes, like, then all the physical, like, it just affects everything else, you know. So me for, like, me growing up, like, I'd always tell myself, like, I told myself a lot of things, but, like, I don't know, like you can't wither away, you know. You just gotta stay
Yeah.
strong to it, you know. It's just part of the game. It's growing. Like it's funny, like I always treat it like video games. Like it's just like leveling up, like the next thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you might lose a couple times, but like I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna rank up. I'm gonna rank up. I'm gonna rank up. Like I'm gonna prestige. I'm gonna upgrade this class. I'm gonna work on this this weakness and da da da. So like I don't know, like keeping a strong mental is just like it's just a big part of the game, and it's just, you just
Yeah.
gotta work on it as you go.
Because I think about, like, I remember when I was in college, it wasn't that long ago, but when I was in college, and I remember there were people who had gotten D's on their, like, their paper and stuff, and they were, like, flipping out, like, oh, I got a D. I can't. And I was like, oh, I've had those before. I can keep going. So for me, it didn't kill me because I was like, I've been there, so now I can keep moving to my next level with it. But I always think about people who, like, have like never had any type of failure or any type of doubt.
Yeah.
They don't know how to always pick themselves up to be like, you know. So I'm gonna throw Spivvy in this. So like Spivvy is number one, right, in his senior class. But you've been number one for how long?
Like to the beginning of the sophomore year.
So he's held this number one place,
Yeah.
and now
That's good. It's consistent.
Spivvy is getting ready to go. Right now he goes to Malcolm X and to Michele Clark because he'll graduate with his high school diploma and his associates. So when he graduates, he gets three graduations. Okay, thank you for correcting me. But the thing about him is that, like, now one of his classes he's struggling in, and I think you feel that pressure that I'm talking about, right? Because it's like, I've always been number one. Everybody expect me to have all these top grades. And that's why I asked that about the mental, because as you said, when the mental takes over, it knocks everything else out.
Yeah. I always felt like too, like for myself, I always told myself, like, if I know deep down in my heart that I gave my 100 and give my all and my best attempt, try and put everything into it, I'll never be mad at myself for the results or anything like that. And honestly, like for me, like something I live by is like, you know, there's always going to be an event. There's always going to be an outcome, and we can't always control that event or that outcome, but like we have a response and all that stuff. So like the way you respond and how you act, if that you did that to the best way possible you can as a human, like then that's all that really matters. Like you can't control what happens in the outcome, what other stuff happens with other events. Like as long as you did it your best. Yeah. That's how I always felt.
Yeah. You ready for your question now?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I gave you enough time, so.
How was the environment for you growing up?
How was it?
Yeah.
I had like different ups and downs. Definitely in and out of houses, back and forth, friends' houses, fights, you know, parent stuff, not parent stuff, ins and outs, definitely. But yeah, is there like any part of that like you have a question about?
Like any violence?
Like difficulties?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like extremely violent, but like there's difficulties to the part of like, you know, communication that will disconnect family, talking, you know, like being able to open up, talk to people, having outlets to go to, you know, definitely sometimes that can be that was a struggle, or trying to find people, or even just learning to be even more independent myself and take all that accountability. Yeah, I know there's definitely been times where I've had to go through that and build myself up off of it, or find people around me to help build me up as well. It's very important who you put yourself around in their environment, the type of people you want to be like, type of people you want to be around, type of person you want to become. All that's important, but as much as you can, try to put yourself in the right position. That's what you got to do, no matter what happens. Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
How did you get through your doubts? Like everybody down you and think you wasn't gonna be anything. And,
Yeah. No, definitely. A lot of people, everyone can say this, that, anything. Like, to me, I feel like I had to change my mindset from it being I gotta prove them wrong to I gotta prove myself right. Like, it didn't even matter about what they thought, because they can't really control nothing. Like, I know what I can do. So, like, if I'm telling myself I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do it because I know I can do it. Like, I'm gonna go prove myself right. Like, I told myself I was gonna do that. I knew it. Like, I don't have to tell no one else nothing. Like, he always gonna say something. He always gonna say something. Everyone gonna have
They gonna
something to
always
say.
have an
Like,
opinion.
like that don't matter. Like, I told myself I was gonna do it, and I did it. Like, I stayed true to me. Like, that's how I always would go about it. I don't matter what anyone says, doubts, hates. I was true to me. It's like, yeah.
So very cool. So I'm gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna wrap it up this way. I feel like we were racket questioning to you, so I want to give you opportunity to rapid question to us, like find out what's going on with us or whatever your thoughts. Even like coming to the West Side, coming to just everybody always have different ideas, or like he asking about like violence growing up, all of that. Sometimes we could be so out of touch, because we think, oh no, everybody grew up like me, and so I want to give you that time. You interviewing us now.
I mean, one thing I would say immediately is it seems like you guys have a nice knit community. Like, everyone's waving to each other outside. You waving to the bus driver and the random bus. Like, it's cool. Like, it seems like you guys all kind of know each other, like, all over. Like, it's like y'all seem like a tight knit community. So
yeah, I would say that's one of the things as the principal I really worked to do. When I became the principal, I immediately opened up the doors to try to get as much community people in.
Yeah.
Because that was important to me, because I felt like the school really wasn't much without the community being involved.
Yep.
And so to do that, I even started going to the Black Club meetings. They hosted at Michele Clark.
Yeah.
And so we started getting people hosting their Black Clubs at Michele Clark, their Black Club meetings and things like that. So I think that does help just in bringing that together.
Yeah, definitely.
What else you got for us? See, I had to put you on the spot with that because we were wrong. We bombarding you with questions.
That's
But
cool. That's cool. We all talking.
so what did
I
they
don't
tell
know
you
if
about
I-
Mr. Polo's class?
They just said I gotta go there. They just said I just gotta go there. No one really gave me no information about what's happening on no class. I was just asking everyone got energy, like everyone kind of down a little bit, but I think it's starting to pick up a little bit. So,
So what's your favorite class?
and I heard biology too.
You heard
I
biology
heard
too?
biology lit.
Okay.
My favorite class.
Don't say Polo because he's in here. Okay, you can say him he's in, but if you do, you're going to have to give it like a dissertation as to why. So you might want to pick somebody else.
I say biology. Or
Tell me
Or
more
Mr.
about
Polo.
biology.
biology.
Like he feels like he got to say, or Mr. Polo.
You doing that to him?
right
Trying to get
now,
some extra bonus points.
Yeah.
right now we were learning about cells and stuff, and I'm just trying to get more in tune with it, so I can learn more about science, and then it can help me in the future, like if I'm trying to become a doctor or something. And
Just understanding the cells and all that.
Yeah.
Spivvy, favorite class?
Here or like in general?
I knew you would do a complicated one. In general then, Spivvy.
Uh,
No, here.
Oh, here?
Or you going to use Malcolm X too?
No, I do here.
Okay.
I only got 3 classes, but probably my bio.
It didn't have to be your senior year. It could have been
any class.
any. Yeah,
Mr.
sure.
Lee.
Okay. I knew you'd say that.
Yeah,
Easily.
Mr. Lee, that's
He
my
does teach
boy.
Hezzy.
Yeah, we had a VR class, and like VR is just fun in general. So like
You said VR?
VR.
Yeah,
like,
so we have a VR class
That's probably
where
fun.
they
So-
get blank. Everything's blank in there, and then they have to create.
Yeah, like I created like multiple. I created
Like, you're, like,
classrooms.
You know how you play like Minecraft where you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the God
something
mode,
like
like
that.
you're like creating everything?
Yes, you can literally
Wow.
create everything. Like
That's crazy.
you can put plane, you can put anything you can think of that the thing got. You can literally make anything. It's all your like imagination.
That sounds
Yeah.
wild.
So yeah, I like that class, and the teachers just make it better. So
I don't know what period he has that class, but he has 2 classes that I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
with VR and
I
everything.
don't know what it is.
It's
Either.
crazy to think like back in our day, like that's crazy to say. I even say that like.
Because I was like, our day?
Like,
Are
we
you
wouldn't
putting me
even-
with you?
We wouldn't even have that. Like we didn't do nothing like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird how things have
You
just...
gonna create off a blank canvas and like virtual reality is crazy.
Yeah. So thank you so much, man. This has been like I can't even tell you like how great this has been. Chris and I had a bet, which I'll tell you offline about the bet. But that you would come and break a storm record than someone else, and so I just want to say, man, you're like awesome. I feel like you are giving. You're able to reach both sides. Some of us older people, and then the younger people also, because you're right there in the middle. And I know the quote, great responsibility.
With
What was
great
it?
power comes great
Great responsibility. And it's always good to know that somebody is not necessarily in your face every day, but there's a group of people that are like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
So now you know West Side is saying that's my guy.
Hell yeah.
So thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. We totally appreciate it. So we're signing off with the group. You guys want to say anything as we sign
Yeah,
off?
bear down, man. Beat the pack. Beat the pack.
Beat the pack. Spider-Man out. Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
Anything?
Nah.
Anything?
Nah.
You know, if you go like this, they don't know you said anything.
Nah.
If you shake your head, they'll never know. You got to use your words.
Nah, it's not none.
Okay. So thank you guys so much.
All right.